Hello, everyone. I'm happy to welcome you to the next session at the EU stand at Hannover Messe 2024. So, of course, you know the topic of this year's fair is energizing sustainable industry. And that is exactly what we will talk through the perspective of SMEs. So our topic today is dedicated to innovation to transform European industry by support to SMEs. So first things first, I'm head of unit in the European Commission Health and Digital Executive Agency, HADEA, that is located in Brussels. My name is Victoria Petrova. I'm an EU official, and I have the pleasure to host today two of our project's representatives who are here. Aliona Lupu from the partner Iniziativa in Italy, and also Mr. Pedro Roca, who is Executive Director at Produtec in Portugal. So EU funding for research is supporting European trans-border cooperation for innovation and research, and that is exactly what will be exemplified here by the two projects. But first thing first, who we are and what do we do here? So HADEA is a very relatively new executive agency that was funded in 2021, a little bit in the aftermath of coronavirus crisis. So we do support projects and programs in the area of health, food, digital, industry, and space. So I will speak today more specifically on the industrial part here. So this is my unit, and we work on different trends that relate to raw materials, advanced materials, and sustainable products. And the projects we will be talking today, they support the sustainability of industrial production in the EU. Just to give you an idea what we're talking about, we are talking about EU funding. More specifically, this part here, about a little bit more than €5.5 billion over the 7 years of research innovation program. You have a total of 20 billion that is channeled in the different challenges of health, digital, and industrial transformation, greening, and sustainability. And this is what we are doing on everyday basis. Before we go to the two projects we will present, or even three projects, because Aliona will be presenting two, I would like to underline that in the area where I have the responsibility for, we have over 500 projects running currently that are with approximative budget per year of between 800 million and 1 billion euro spending of research and innovation support. And to achieve different challenges that we are facing with, we focus also specifically on SMEs. So the EU and European Commission has dedicated a lot of efforts on regulatory area, on policymaking area, but also in funding for SMEs. And what is key for us is to support transformation. And transformation, we have to support SMEs by dedicated innovation, by capacity building, that is going also in the form of advisory services, access to the ability to transform the businesses, and to support their resilience. So they are not just words. Our speakers will give a concrete examples how this is done. One hint, we use an innovative way to do it. It's called cascading finance. Those projects will take up funding that will be disbursed afterwards to SMEs who will concretely be able to access this support, to access the opportunity to progress further in their greening. I will introduce you to these two projects, Share 5.0 and also Bridges SME. That is a more recent one with Mrs. Aliona Lupu. And also we will have the presentation of Mr. Pedro Rocas for In Transit project. The session will be followed by 10 questions, not 10 questions, by question answer session where you could ask questions. I will have a couple of them. And before I go forward, I would like also to bring your attention. You have them here on the tables. You have analysis of projects, results of projects with either the postcards with the QR codes or with the analysis of the projects. And you can screen and see what else we fund, what kind of support for SMEs we do fund. But without waiting any further, let me give the floor to Mrs. Aliona Lupu.
So good afternoon to all. And first of all, thank you to the European Commission and to the HDA agency for inviting us to present our two projects. Okay, let me try. Yes, okay. First of all, SURE 5.0 project focuses on supporting SMEs, European SMEs, in transitioning towards more digital and sustainable businesses. And is focused on the Industry 5.0 paradigm. And in particular, we address, together with our SMEs, human centricity, resilience, and sustainability issues. We are doing this especially in three strategic industrial ecosystems that are mobility, transport, automotive, aerospace and defense, and electronics. This free ecosystem represents more than 2 million SMEs in European Union, 20 million employees, and more than 20% added value in Europe. So these are really relevant ecosystem for our industry. We are 11 partners from 8 countries. There are a lot of research centers involved in this project, as well as many clusters and some business organization companies, as Iniziativa, the company I work for. What we offer to our SMEs in this project, the program for our SMEs is divided in 2 parts. In the first part, the SMEs can access technological self-assessment provided by the Fraunhofer IPT Institute. They can access some webinars where to enhance their knowledge about this new paradigm, and they can also get support from our consortium for the implementation of individual roadmaps for industrial transition. In the second part of the program, they can access tailor-made services. They can access networking activities and different events organized in the project, and they can access financial support. So our target in this project is to support more than 100 SMEs, and 53 of these SMEs will receive financial support. So this is let's say the path of the SMEs during our project. As I mentioned, we have 2 acceleration programs. The first acceleration program is almost completed. And unfortunately, this graph is a little bit misleading because the acceleration program, on the acceleration program 1, we received almost 20 applications. And 17 of these SMEs obtained their grant of 50,000 euros after the second phase of the first acceleration program. Now we are at the end of the first part of the second acceleration program. So all the SMEs you see in the right side of this graph, they access phase one. They are application were evaluated, and now they are preparing for phase two, where they can get also access for cascade funding, but also for different tailored activities. So in average, we have around 20 applications, and in total we will support, as I mentioned, 53 SMEs through also financial support. What type of services we will provide in SURE 5.0 project? We will provide advanced technological services thanks to our technological partners. Also very specific training services. We have a dedicated platform where different training models we are prepared. Also, as a company, we will provide investment readiness support, and another business organization company will provide innovation, social innovation support. For example, for the investment readiness support in the first phase, the SMEs receive an assessment of their investment readiness maturity, in particular in relation to some key vectors of Industry 5.0 transition, such as smart factory, environmental sustainability, industrial resilience, strategy, organization, human centricity. But also we assess the source of business innovation ideas of the SMEs, the internal resources, and the partnerships and cooperations. In the second phase, based on this assessment, the SMEs will get specific advisory services for the innovation of their business models, if necessary business planning, but also scouting of alternative funding opportunities, support in the definition of their route to market, and intellectual property management advisory services. From our technological partners, research centers in particular, our companies will have dedicated technological support, such as demonstration of technologies, identification of adequate technologies in topics such as robotics, photonics, AR, VR, cybersecurity, IoT, artificial intelligence. What is important is that we are trying to give support to all the SMEs that get know about SURE 5.0 project. So in the initial phase, all the SMEs participate at phase one of our acceleration program. There are some introductory training modules that contribute to raise awareness about Industry 5.0. In the second stage of the program, the SMEs get specific technological training models, as you can see here, for AI enabling technologies, digitalization, security and connected factories, and Industry 5.0. It is also possible to get services, as I mentioned, for business sustainable models and trainings for soft skills. So beyond the cascade funding to which our SMEs are accessing in this moment, please remember that we have a dedicated catalog of service providers on our project website, where you can register and you can become a supplier of our SMEs. So in total, there is the availability of 2.5 million euros that providers can access through SMEs in order to provide their technologically human-centered advanced solutions. So the other project we are coordinating is a Bridge SME project. This is quite similar to SURE 5.0 project. We don't have cascade funding in this project, but the aim of the project is to match the demand and the offer of advanced technological solution with a focus on human centricity. So we have two targets in this project. From one side, we have traditional SMEs that are looking for advanced technologies. From the other side, we have tech-savvy SMEs that have availability of solutions that can solve particular needs in this context. The focus is on similar ecosystems from mobility, aerospace, defense, electronics, but also we introduced in this project the tourism and cultural and creative industries. This project is divided in 3 phases. In the first phase, the project started on the 1st of December 2023, so it is in its initial phase. During this phase, we are looking to assess which are the needs of our targets, both traditional and tech-savvy, but also which are the services that the cluster in general provides to the SMEs in relation to their industrial transition. After this stage, we are going to launch in the next months 2 calls of interest to select 15 traditional SMEs and 15 tech-savvy SMEs and to work together with them. So there will be other services from this project for technological advancement, but also for business reviewing and also some matchmaking events to support this transition of our SMEs. And then some dedicated activities for clusters, in particular with the aim to arrive at the end of the project with some specific policy recommendation. This is the timeline of our project, and these are more or less the activities I mentioned before. So now we are providing this service to our cluster, to our SMEs, and these are the specific activities we will provide. So technical assistance, in particular, specialized recommendations in relation to the adoption of advanced technologies to the SMEs, open door webinars, specific training, but also business support and some dedicated training modules. For the tech-savvy SMEs, we are going to provide investment readiness support, but also scouting and financing sources. So from one part, we will support traditional SMEs in the adoption of advanced technologies. From the other part, we will support tech-savvy SMEs to go nearer to the market. So for any information you need to have more about the services we provide, you can access the websites of the 2 projects, and we are here to respond to your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ariana. I will propose to Mr. Rocca to go immediately to present his project, and we will have questions and answer session afterwards. Thank you. Floor is yours.
Thank you so much for the invitation to be here to the European Commission. It is always a pleasure for me to be at Hannover Messe, being the major industrial fair here in Europe and in the world, and to present our project, which is In Transit project. Basically, In Transit has as main objective to reinforce the resilience of the textile, aerospace, advanced manufacturing, and construction SMEs, and basically helping these small and medium enterprises to go greener and digital, and by the deployment of a mixed support mechanism that we are putting forward. In fact, In Transit project has a total budget of 5 million euros, from which 3 million will be distributed directly to the companies, and we also will use 1 million to mentor these small and medium enterprises, and you will see how. Basically, as objectives, we have to support the European Green Deal and the European Small and Medium Enterprise Strategy. And for such, we should, of course, also to support and to dynamize a strong innovation ecosystem. We should also foster cross-regional and cross-sectoral links throughout Europe and increase the resilience of the small and medium enterprises. And how do we do that? We have defined a pathway going from incubate to innovate to develop and to scale up ideas and initiatives from the small and medium enterprises. Regarding incubate, what we are deploying is awareness raising and also to enable the small and medium enterprises to identify market opportunities, market needs, constraints, but also and opportunities for them to develop. And basically, what we are doing is developing learning expeditions to companies and to R&D centers to whom they might be cooperating in the future. We are deploying workshops, webinars, matchmaking and networking events, and we are also providing travel vouchers for these companies to attend, to participate in these matchmaking and learning expeditions. Second, regarding the second stage can be the stage that we called Innovate. Basically, we are focused in providing a customized service to small and medium enterprises. Basically, it's to assist them in a self-diagnosis in areas where they can improve in the future and to provide coaching strategy, coaching at strategy level. The third stage is develop. Basically, on this stage, we are financing innovation projects by the companies themselves. But we are not only financing, we are also providing them support as mentoring, as training, and also in the development of the new business models that they will need afterwards the innovation projects are established. And last but not least, the scale-up phase. Basically, and to put it, it's simple, we are providing to the small and medium enterprises, okay, what can be another funding sources and other opportunities that you might resort in the future, and also establishing a networking with venture capitalists and other investors that might make sense. And what are the results until now achieved? The project, it's around midterm, and in terms of the incubate stage, we have developed 4 regional workshops. We have developed one matchmaking in Barcelona, but we are also developing one in next May in Gray. Please, in Grass, sorry. Please follow us in LinkedIn and in our website. We have established a community platform where companies can develop meetings and where they can see the innovations that they are putting forward. And we have developed 2 learning expeditions to Slovenia and Spain in beginnings of this year. Regarding Innovate, we had already a first call to which we have received 68 proposals. 50 small and medium enterprises were accepted, and basically we have provided 2,300 hours of coaching activities within 19 topics. Again, we will launch a second call next June, so again, please tuned. In terms of the develop, we have received 144 proposals, of most of them of highest quality, but unfortunately we had to select 20, involving 30 small and medium enterprises. And of course, within the coaching, we have developed 5 coaching topics. And regarding scale up, we have just developed last January a pitching nurturing event. So basically, regarding the Innovate, what we support companies, it is within both individually and at group. So we have coaching sessions that goes from trans-industry innovation to digital maturity index and road mapping the next projects. This is done case by case and customized to specific companies, but of course we have more group sessions in which peer learning and peer sharing is very important in topics such as circular economy, in platforms for challenges and innovation, Industry 5.0, among several others. And the testimonies are really, really a motivation to us, because the greater majority of the companies, they value really at high standards the coaching that we have been developing, and that enable them to have a look deep inside and to support them in identifying critical areas in which they should invest. Regarding the innovation projects, basically we are pushing forward individual coaching sessions and enabling the companies to do the next step. Basically, on the basis of the innovation, help them to build market analysis, strategic plans, organizing integrated product process approach, developing commercial capabilities, and so on. And of course, we couldn't do this alone. This is a network of 10 partners from 8 countries, coordinators in Spain, also from Portugal, Greece, Italy, France, Ireland, Austria, and Slovenia, that have joined these efforts in order to better support the small and medium enterprises here in Europe. Thank you so much.
Thank you indeed. I would say let's go started with the questions. Thank you very much. Indeed, very much appreciated the concrete examples. I have to state that the projects are relatively new. One started 22, the other started in 23, and already delivering indeed. So I have prepared a question. It's not a secret, right? So we have heard some figures, but what is to be underlined, it's not support for all 20 million SMEs across the EU. It is very targeted and focused at high-tech, highly innovative areas. You have mentioned aerospace, you have mentioned high-tech, advanced manufacturing, construction, tourism, and creative industries. So it's targeted. It's not all across the board. If you want to make the difference, it has to be specific. And my question is, how many SMEs already get? Maybe to repeat it, I have heard some figures, but it would be useful to repeat that. And also, how difficult it is to reach out to the SMEs, how difficult it is to make your call successful, to make yourself known, to make known this funding that is cascading funding from the EU. Maybe first Eliona and then Pedro, okay?
Yes, so I'll tell you a little bit about our specific situation in SURE 5.0 project. We struggle a little bit in getting on board the SMEs, in particular on the first call. From the beginning, we organized the project into acceleration program for this reason, in order to avoid the risk to have not so many SMEs in accessing this opportunity. So during our journey in the project, we decided in the second acceleration program to modify a little bit the formula. So instead of having one cutoff, in the second program we decided to have 3 cutoffs, and to work to give to have a certain time spent for the SMEs to get involved. So on the first acceleration program we received around 20 applications and we selected 17 SMEs, but we've seen that on the second program for each cutoff we have in average 20 applications. With only a few rejected. So good quality proposals, but even if we worked a lot with our clusters, in particular with our network and with our channels, both project channels as well as our partners channels, we still have got some difficulties to have the SMEs. Once they are on board, they are very interested and committed in following all the activities of the project, from trainings to specific demonstration days of technological activities and business activities. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the question. Well, basically, small and medium enterprises are by definition have limited resources. This means time, this means capacities, this means everything. But of course that we are on the shoulders of giants, as I may use, because the European Commission and every country has been investing a lot in developing industrial clusters. And these are, in my understanding, and I am from one, so I am a little bit biased, I assume, but these can be the one of the many vehicles that nations and the European Commission is putting forward in order to reach out to small and medium enterprises, because they are at their art. It is for the small and medium enterprises that we work for, and of course, due to our track record of successful initiatives, basically they trust us. So, and we have the relational capital with small and medium enterprises, and also for and with the industrial associations that represent it. So we are using multipliers in order to reach out to these several small and medium enterprises. Secondly, basically we are, of course, the companies, they know that innovation should be their main target, and they are of course aware of green objectives, they are aware of digital, and they know that they can only be resilient if they invest in new innovation. But being limited in terms of time, human resources, and even funds to, if we are talking about innovation, there is risk. This contribution and this money that the European Commission is putting forward, it enables to de-risk or to lower the risks that always involves innovation. And basically what we have felt is that, of course, when there is a carrot of the money, there is a lot of more interest, but these companies, they truly value this deep knowledge that they do not have internally, but they can resort to this type of multipliers that can provide them and that complement their capabilities and competencies in specific fields.
Thank you. Unless we have questions from the audience, I will ask another question that you don't know about, and that came to me during your presentation. So you have insisted on the scouting, the support for reaching out and finding financing additional. So how many companies managed already to reach out further or are about to reach further? And do you have an idea of how much money that could potentially secure? So it's difficult, it's still in the beginning, but maybe you have some potential. Would you estimate, maybe you would like to mention something?
Well, trying to be a little bit conservative, I will not push a number, but I will state that first, small and medium enterprises, they know that innovation is not a point in time. They should continuously invest in innovation. So it is not a project that will make them resilient or competitive. They should have a trajectory or a roadmap of several projects. And most often, the result of one innovation project generates many other projects in the future. So our main work and target is to make this innovation a consistent step towards the company. And it is this what we are pushing forward. It's that to leverage the results that the companies are achieving in these innovation projects that can generate new spin-off projects, that can generate even new value chains within Europe, and that can also generate new cooperations for R&D and innovation. So I will not put a number on that, sorry. I'm being a little bit cautious on that, but this is the work that both in transit, but also nationally, that we are pushing forward. Thank you.
Thank you. So in our specific case, what we observed is because there is a lack of awareness and of expertise in the adoption of human-centered advanced technologies. And once the companies understand better how they can use the technologies in their specific cases, how they can integrate these technologies in their processes, in their business, they are more open to invest in further investments for the adoption of advanced technologies, for the investments in their supply chains to become more resilient, and they are more open then to invest, or through their private funds, or through looking for other financing opportunities. I also want to evidence that in this period, at least in several European countries, we have the resilience funds, the mechanism for resilience after COVID, and there are a lot of opportunities that the companies are trying to use and also to cumulate where possible together with other funding opportunities. So the perspective is rather optimistic that the companies will go on with their roadmaps, technological roadmaps in near future.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Lupu, Mr. Rocca. I would like to close now the session because we are exceeding our allocated time, but the discussion is interesting. I would like to underline that for support to SMEs, we have dedicated so far about 25 million. Is it a lot? Maybe not, but it's already a good start to get testing and proving. I would like to underline that European Commission appoints an SME envoy at a very high level. So why not have maybe a message coming out of the first 2 years of running your projects with recommendations, what concretely can be the support, targeted support for industrial companies, in line with also the European industrial policy. That could be a good idea. And also to do the link to what I mentioned in the beginning. I'm showing the production that we did on the projects that working on open innovation testbeds. Those support the access to testing and validation in top-notch scientific infrastructure through EU funding. We have also to advertise another session that Hadea will be coordinating. That will be on Friday morning at 11 o'clock. And it's exactly dedicated to what Mrs. Lupu mentioned, the human-centric digitalization of industry. So if you want to know more about what EU and Hadea more specifically does for the European SMEs industrialization, you're welcome to help yourself. You have the QR codes, you have the presentations, and we are still here around on the stand of the European Union, and we can answer your question. So with that, thank you very much. Thank you for watching, listening, and possibly sending us questions afterwards. Thank you very much.